Russia bombards Ukrainian cities with full force in a massive invasion. In his address, Putin said he had ordered a special military operation to protect people, including Russian citizens, subjected to genocide in Ukraine, an accusation the West calls baseless propaganda. And for this, we will strive for the demilitarization and denazification of Ukraine, Putin said. All responsibility for bloodshed will be on the conscience of the ruling regime in Ukraine. A resident of Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city and close to the Russian border, said windows in apartment blocks were shaking from constant blasts. Blasts could be heard in the southern port of Mariupol, near a front line held by Russian-backed separatists. Civilians in Mariupol packed bags. "We are going into hiding," a woman said. Ukrainian officials and Russian helicopters attacked Gostomel, a military airport near Kiev, and Ukraine downed 3 of them. Ukrainian border officials said the Russians were trying to penetrate Kiev region and Zhytomyr region on the Belarusian border. They were using Grad rockets. Unconfirmed reports of casualties included Ukrainian civilians killed by Russian bombardment and border guards defending the frontier. Authorities in the southern Odessa region said 18 people were killed in a missile attack. At least 6 people were killed in Brovary, a town near Kiev. Authorities there said Ukraine reported 5 people killed when 1 plane was shot down. Ukraine's military said it had destroyed 4 Russian tanks near Kharkiv, killed 50 troops near a town in Luhansk region, and downed 6 Russian warplanes in the east. Russia denied reports its aircraft or armored vehicles had been destroyed. Russian-backed separatists claim to have downed 2 Ukrainian planes. Even with a full-blown invasion underway, Putin's ultimate aim is obscure. He said he did not plan a military occupation, only to disarm Ukraine and purge it of nationalists. The outright annexation of such a vast, hostile country could be beyond Russia's military capabilities. But if the aim is just to replace Zelensky's government, it is hard to see Ukrainians accepting any new leadership Moscow might try to install. Biden has ruled out sending US troops to defend Ukraine, but Washington has reinforced NATO allies in the region with extra troops and planes. The West has pledged to impose severe sanctions. Russia alone is responsible for the death and destruction this attack will bring. And the United States and its allies and partners will respond in a united and decisive way. Biden said, Russia is one of the world's biggest energy producers, and both it and Ukraine are among the top exporters of grain. War and sanctions will disrupt economies around the world, already facing a supply crisis as they emerge from the pandemic.
Боже милостив, як би нам було скучно.
Stocks and bond yields plunged. The dollar and gold soared. Brent oil surged past $100 a barrel for the first time since 2014. At least 3 major buyers of Russian oil said they had been denied letters of credit from Western banks needed for shipments to go ahead. A democratic nation of 44 million people, Ukraine is Europe's biggest country by area after Russia itself. It voted for independence of the fall of the Soviet Union and aims to join NATO and the European Union, aspirations that infuriate Moscow. Putin, who denied for months he was planning an invasion, has called Ukraine an artificial construct carved from Russia by its enemies, a characterization Ukrainians see as an attempt to erase their more than 1,000-year-old history. While many Ukrainians, particularly in the East, speak Russian as a native language, virtually all identify as a separate nationality. In Kiev, queues of people waited to withdraw money and buy supplies of food and water. Cars stretched for dozens of kilometers on the highway leading from the capital west towards Poland, where Western countries have prepared for the likelihood of hundreds of thousands of refugees. 3 hours after Putin gave his order, Russia's defense minister said it has taken out military infrastructure at Ukrainian air bases and degraded its air defenses. Ukrainian media reported that military command centers in Kiev and Kharkiv had been struck by missiles, while Russian troops had landed at Odessa and Mariupol. Russia announced it was shutting all shipping in the Azov Sea. Russia controls the strait leading into the sea, where Ukraine has ports, including Mariupol. Ukraine appealed to Turkey to bar Russian ships from the straits connecting the Black Sea to the Mediterranean.